All right, let's go straight to my panel now. Sky News hosts Paul Murray and Liz Storer on set. Great to have you both here.
All right, let's talk about the Bombers. What's your thoughts on this?
I don't even know what their symbol is that they would be changing, but
they shouldn't change it. I'm with Lloydie.
Fighter plane. You can't have something that fights these days,
No,
Sharri.
I'm with Lloydie. Don't change it.
Now, look, former President Donald Trump has broken his silence. He's given an exclusive interview to Fox News talking about his indictment last week over these classified documents. He's been charged with espionage charges instead of the Presidential Records Act. Let's have a look at what he had to say.
There was no document. That was a massive amount of papers and everything else talking about Iran and other things. And it may have been held up or may not, but that was not a document. I didn't have a document per se. There was nothing to declassify. These were newspaper stories, magazine stories, and articles.
I'm just saying what the indictment said.
Paul, sometimes when he gives interviews, you're not sure if he's helping explain the matter or not. But either way, look, do you think he would be getting worried at this point that this would be hurting his chance of getting back into the White House?
Look, he's going to get the Republican nomination, and unless he is found guilty and jailed before November of next year, that is definitely going to happen. You can't see any erosion in his support anywhere. Those of us who thought that sort of DeSantis was the different way of getting the Trump result, the reality is that his decisions that he made in and around abortion, he introduced an abortion ban at 6 weeks, that doesn't play in the places that he needs to flip to get a different result than Trump, which means it's going to be Trump all the way. As for this particular interview, one of the many defences is, well, I'm innocent of the law I wasn't charged under. Which is the Presidential Records Act. Instead, they didn't get him under that. They got him under the possession of defence things. I mean, again, the difficulty here is that when he gives interviews and when he gives speeches, all of that can be used in a courtroom later. So there may or may not have been a document that was or wasn't held up. Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. Liz, what do you think? Because he said there, he was asked, why didn't you just hand the classified documents back when you were asked? He said, oh, he was too busy. He was busy, and some of them had, golf hats and various other things in it.
Yeah.
But ultimately, yes, he's guilty of this, but haven't other presidents done similar things? Hillary Clinton with her emails.
Absolutely.
Joe Biden has also taken classified documents. I mean, I'm not coming to Trump's defence here. I'm just saying, isn't there a hypocrisy? If one president's going to be charged, shouldn't they all be charged?
The dichotomy we see with the way mainstream media treats the Democrats versus Trump is just unbelievable. We know that Hillary had an FBI entire investigation. The FBI director then got up and said, yes, we found a great many classified documents, the emails on her server, some of which were class top secret. So do you mean to tell me that she couldn't have been charged under the Espionage Act, etc. and so on? Nothing came of it. Same when boxes of documents were found, classified documents were found in Biden's garage. Just goes up in smoke. Absolutely nothing to see here. But like you just said, if they can get this guy, Trump, imprisoned before November next year, then he can't run.
But how would that actually work?
Well, it's actually funny you say that. He can run. He actually can run. There's nothing to suggest. The only restrictions are you have to be born in. Believe it or not, you can be born in the born in the United States and have to be over 35. He qualifies for both of those. What is also amazing is if he ever ends up in jail, he still maintains Secret Service protection. So imagine going into jail with a couple of members of the Secret Service. You'll be boss of the yard by the end of the day.
But if he was actually in jail, there would be a monumental uproar, like even just for keeping the peace in the United States, for making sure. I mean, we saw, the Black Lives Matter riots, just how violent they were. Like, surely you'd be thinking even Democrat authorities wouldn't want the sort of division and violence and rioting that would surely unfold.
That's exactly what they want.
Put Donald Trump in prison.
Because then they get to call Trump supporters far right, extremists, etc., and so on. So it plays into their hands. But right now, I think they're playing into Trump's. This does him a massive favour. He's all over the media. Once again, he's back gracing every headline, and they're effectively making a martyr out of him.
Yeah,
what do you think, Paul? You're not sure about this?
The support isn't decreasing whatsoever.
No, my point is his support amongst Republicans gets stronger by the hour.
Yes.
The crossover to the other people who aren't Republicans, I'm yet to see numbers that are suggesting that, like I know he says, oh, I'm beating Biden, I'm beating Biden, I'm beating Biden. Well, in America, just like we have electorates and you need 76 electorates to get a government, you need the Electoral College, which is 270 votes in the Electoral College to get there. Now, in 2016, when he won the presidency, he won places like Georgia and Arizona, which have been long-term Republican. They have gone basically to purple or even Democrat. Places like Pennsylvania that he pulled off in 16, but it was the first Republican to do it in generations.
Yep.
What about Wisconsin? All these other states that you need to pull it together. And until I see data out of those states saying he's winning, you have to assume that because the vast majority of the media tells it from the side of Trump is awful, and the reality is he might be in trouble for the speeding fine, and just because somebody else got away with speeding doesn't get you off the speeding fine.